Here in North Carolina, we're just a few weeks away from the 2026 primary election on March 3rd. We've got a lot of questions here about how primary elections actually work, which is a great question, so let's talk about it. One of the great things about America is that just about anyone, and I mean anyone, can run for office. If you are an American citizen, you are a resident of the jurisdiction you are running in, you don't have a felony conviction, you can run for office. Technically, the North Carolina Constitution does say that anyone who denies the being of Almighty God may not hold office in North Carolina, but that's from the 1800s. You can't enforce that anymore. So that stuff aside, pretty much anyone can run for office. But if you want to run as a Republican or a Democrat or some other party label, then you probably are going to face a party primary. So if two or more people file to run as a Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or whatever the party is, then you have a primary election to find out who the nominee is going to be. A lot of people misunderstand this part. You do not need anyone's permission to run as a Republican or Democrat or whatever. It's not under the party's control. They can't stop you from running under their label. If you register to run and you're eligible, you can run in that party's primary. And that's what's happening on March 3rd. People are going to run in party primaries to earn the right to be their party's nominee for whatever given position in the general election in November, when they will face the nominees from other parties. In many places, you might not have a primary election at all. If only one person files as a Democrat or Republican or whatever, then there can be no primary election. That person automatically is their party's nominee in November. A very common thing that happens is in an area where one party is completely dominant, the primary election can basically decide the winner. There still is a general election, of course, but where the Republican or the Democrat always wins, the winner of the primary election can kind of rest easy. Some of that is because of partisan gerrymandering, but other parts are not. Large parts of North Carolina are just very stable politically. Voter turnout for primary elections is pretty low, and that's pretty much a blanket rule. In general, you're talking about voter turnout around a third of what the general election turnout is. Primary voters tend to be much more engaged and more politically active than general election voters. Now, this part's important. Here in North Carolina, you are allowed to vote in a party primary if you are registered as a member of that party or you are unaffiliated. You may not vote in a party primary if you are registered in a different party. So if I'm a registered Republican, I cannot vote in a Democratic primary and vice versa. I hope this helps. Leave any questions you have down below. We'll try to get to them. And whatever you do, don't forget to vote in the March primary. Early voting begins tomorrow, so make sure you go do your part.